You have to get better at the first 5 minutes of the show because it always is ass.
What? Who cares? Who cares?
Matthew
Does
cares.
anybody care out
Matthew
there?
cares.
No.
What do I care
Matthew does
about?
not care.
No. All right, it's live.
Whether the first 5 minutes is any better. Uh-oh. Somebody. That's me.
Hey, Ronnie Smith in the building.
Hey! First.
You live by Ronnie Smith, Matt?
He's like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
That's too close. That's too close to Hick. It's just you just smell the incest.
Where do you live again?
Oh my!
We live in the deep south. We don't we kind of we're trashy, but we don't
That's right.
Yeah.
Incest is for the hills.
Yeah. Y'all moonshine shit.
Roll Tide, bro.
Moonshine
and sisters.
Oh my god!
I'm joking, Ronnie. I love you.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I don't love him at all. Got 4 in here. But we live.
Yes, we are with.
We are indeed.
You can read his name. It's so smooth, the production quality I did now.
I know it's amazing.
Like
actually,
people aren't just sitting there wondering who the f is this guy?
Who the crap is this dude here?
Who is this Jesus impersonator? Goes to shows in Vegas. I don't know.
For any
it's off the rails.
Obviously nobody's in here yet, but that's the old school Caco peeps will know the Jesus. What was it? Matt the Jesus? Was that your screen name?
No, the Jesus, huh?
It was just the Jesus.
Yeah.
The Jesus.
The Jesus. The Jesus.
Oh, the old forum days. I miss them.
Yeah, they'll never come back too. That's what's sad. They're gone forever.
Forever.
I mean, like it's sad.
I know. I wonder sometimes if we could start one back up, or at least revive one. But how would you do? It's in this instant gratification world we live in.
Nobody's not going to Facebook for information.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, nobody goes to Facebook for information. They go for entertainment. There's no information on Facebook. All the information is archived on forums, and it's all 10 effing years old now.
Yeah.
You ever Google search anything that you want to know, and you get results from forums? All the posts are way outdated and ridiculous, and don't apply to anything anymore.
All the pick links are dead.
Yeah, every single one of them. That's what I was talking about a couple weeks ago when I was talking about Photo Bucket.
Yep, Photo Bucket switched to costing money, and then that just ruined every forum.
I actually pay for mine, and all of my links that I've ever posted are dead. Actually, like half of them, which makes all of my old threads like useless. Oh, I hate it.
I seriously paid for a premium one for a long time than I should have too, like just too long.
Ronnie say, what y'all trying to do? Look like a real podcast?
Hey, bro, we're trying to stay ahead of the curve.
That's right. So kudos to our production team, our production department.
You don't realize how long that took me to put his name there. There's just so many programs, Adobes and shit.
Way longer than it should. Get a Mac. Probably a lot easier.
Yeah. But who we got on here, bro? Who is it?
I don't know. Who is this fella?
Matthew Karlovic?
Tell us who you are, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm the janitor.
The janitor at Full Throttle.
Logistics engineer.
So I am the founder and I guess still president of ISPLL, or International SPL League.
What, was there like a coup to overthrow you or something? What do you mean you guessed?
Just clarifying. Because some people are like, "Oh, do you still run it?" I'm like, "Yes."
The dictator.
And then I'm also the market specialist, let me put that in quotation marks, and technical support engineer for Full River Battery / Full Throttle Battery.
Oh. Are they two separate departments? Like two separate entities, or is that just the name for the car audio side of things, or what?
So Full River Battery is the parent company, and then Full Throttle Battery is just a brand or line within the company.
Info.
So it's still the same company and same employees and all that. It's just
But there's full river batteries and there's full throttle batteries?
Yeah, I mean, full river battery, we have the DC line, the full force line, and full throttle line. They're just for different applications.
I can't keep track of your names of the batteries. They don't make sense to me. I'm sorry.
You know, I guess if we started our own line of anything, the names would make sense to us and would make sense to other people.
Like the one I have is like FT something, and it's a it's a group 65.
Group 31.
Yeah.
I don't even bother trying to remember the model number. The group 31.
Yeah, I think I said FT65. It's like, nope, that's not it. That's not real. It's not a real battery.
There's like 7 letters and numbers behind it.
You're missing a couple. That's so stupid.
Well, I'm much more interested in ISPLL, though, I got to be honest with you.
Agreed.
So tell us, look, for the people out there that don't know anything about ISPLL.
Jared is a liar. He did not do that score. That's all I'm going to say. Go.
Well, he did. We got to know well, he's going to tell us here in a minute.
All right. So how did you start it? How did you? What made you look into other orgs and say, you know what, I could do this better?
So I saw kind of a missing gap or niche for guys that aren't super diehard about competing. So the non-DB drag competitors.
Yeah, right.
But even just the guys that demo and stuff like that, that don't really get in the lanes just because their vehicles don't fit in any class except extreme.
They can't compete with burp cars. I say that all the time. Like I cannot compete with a strictly burp car. Yep. Like I drive around and play music. It's just you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
And one of the original classes that still exists today is all around SPL, which is a 30-second music average, but it's kick, headrest, and dash all at the same time. So we use 3 sensors. So it's a great starting class for people that don't really know where to go, because you get all 3 of your scores for every single organization at once. So you can figure out if you're going to even be competitive in another org.
I love that one.
You use a Term Lab, or is that the
Term Lab now? Just because it has the 3 sensors and the software is better than SPL Labs. We supported SPL Labs for the first 2 years or so, and then it never materialized into really good software. So we just kind of dumped it and went to Term Lab once they supported us.
What kind of classing you have there in that real SPL class?
Well, so all so we have trunk, no wall, and wall, which are the divisions for all of our formats. And then for real SPL and all around SPL, it's based on rated power of your amps, but we also dyno and re-verify the amps ratings, because there's quite a few that don't adhere to the limitations or their ratings. So we have some amp elites and crossfire 3Ks and all kinds of stuff that are slightly off of their ratings. So we'll dyno them and re-rate them as people protest them and all that fun stuff.
Clear, like, protest isn't like in the other organizations where you got to be like, pay $100 or $500 or whatever it is and be like, that guy's a cheater, he's using such and such amp, right? So you just contact the organization, hey, can you re-rate this amp or check it out?
So we'll check it out. If there's any publicly available dynos, we'll use those just because it's easy and free. And lots of companies have started to post them. So that's the easiest way. But if it's not online with the dyno already, that person would have to pay whatever fee it's going to really cost us to get one and dyno it. Usually we can find somebody that has one, and then I live close enough to Sundown that they have a dyno. I could just take it up there. So it's usually like $100, and that's really just because of shipping that it's going to cost to get it back.
Yeah.
The hell is Sundown?
I don't know. Some SQ brand.
Like
right.
pawn shop brand?
Don't be talking too badly. Jacob's in the chat.
There's a lot of people in the chat calling for you to be topless right now. I'm like strangely intrigued and aroused.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe it was an inside joke.
Yeah. What's the inside joke for Topless Matt?
What is the inside joke for Topless Jesus?
Need to change your name.
Yeah, change it right now to Topless Jesus.
Damn it. So, but we go by rated power and updated ratings if it needs to be changed. So in trunk class, for real SPL and all around SPL, it's going to be the first class is just trunk 1, and it's up to 2,000 watts. And then no wall 1's up to 3,000 watts. And then wall is up to 4,000 watts. And then each class from that just doubles. So trunk 1 is 2K, trunk 2 is 4K, trunk 3 is 8K, trunk 4 is unlimited. So that's how they all are. So it's just 2K, 3K, 4K, and then you build from there.
So we're talking about like 1 ohm rating, max or lowest?
1 ohm rating, and if it has both 12.6 and 14.4 ratings, we average the two.
That seems fair.
I mean, it seems pretty fair in case especially with lithium is getting very popular now. So now a lot of people are holding into the 13s versus in the 12s or something like that, where we would stick with the 12.6 rating or something. And
good.
What was that?
Do you see it moving towards clamping more now that almost everybody is now, or are you still gonna give it any thought?
We've thought about it a lot, just because it comes up every single year during rule discussion. The problem is our classes and formats are pretty complicated, so it takes a lot of time to set it up in the first place. And not to mention the TermLab Magnum does not support us perfectly. It's a little wonky, to put it lightly. So we have to kind of custom rig every single format that we have inside of TermLab, and then we have to manually record it in an Excel spreadsheet separately from TermLab.
Lord. We need to streamline this.
You don't have your own. You don't have your own little square in the.
We do, but
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it's not set up correctly, or
it's just our formats are pretty hard to set up in there, but
it's cone area too, right?
So the lower classes like 1 and 2 have restrictions on cone area, but the upper classes do not.
It's just all.
So
it's just all sorts out of the. It's just wonkiness.
Tell us about everyone's favorite class, and that is subsonic suicide.
It's everyone's favorite class until
until they try it.
It's on fire. So subsonic suicide's 2-minute average, 32 hertz or lower, and then for each frequency below 32 that you play, you get a quarter of a dB bonus to your final score. So if you do 150 at like 26 hertz, you would get an extra dB and a half added to your score, so it would be a 151.5. And then if you go all the way down to 20 hertz, you get an extra 2 dB, so you get 5 dB total added. And some people get mad when we call it dB. I'll just call it points to make them happy, because lots of people are like, "Oh, I do 162 decibels at 20 hertz."
Oh, they got guys in USAC doing 215s now.
Yeah, that at least your point, a quote unquote point structure is a little more reasonable than USAC.
I did a 200. I did a 215 for a minute.
For input, so that's what you get.
Yeah, just pick a number out of the air.
Well, when you don't consider Fletcher Munson when you're doing your adjustments, that's what happens.
Yep. So we have the bonus at 20 hertz, and that's 5 dB, and then 15 hertz you get I want to say 7 total or 7.5, somewhere in there.
You get bonus if you go all the way to 20.
If you go all the way to 15.
Somebody runs at 15 hertz.
We've only ever had one 16 hertz, and that was Garrett Obright.
That's stupid. Stop doing that.
That is fantastic.
I mean, you couldn't hear anything out of the truck.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah. You could see the door flexing.
Air blowing.
It's called subsonic for a reason, or infrasonic, I should
say. I would crush Ronnie Smith in that class.
Who's the king? Is it the Beast?
I believe it still is. I think there might be somebody that's right up there with him now. I want to
So
say
he does.
what's his name? Jose Estrada down in Florida. I think he actually tied the score.
Jesus.
So what is that? What's the raw number? What's the raw score and then the bonus points? Do you remember?
I think Jared did a 160.9 at 26 hertz or something like that for 2 minutes solid.
2 minutes straight.
That's stupid.
And I don't think he's ever actually turned it up. So
that's so stupid.
But I think after bonus it was like a 61.9 or something, or 62 or somewhere around there.
That's dumb.
That is filthy, dude.
What was Jose's or whoever you said it was setup?
I think. No, I don't know what his setup is.
Okay. Jose.
Somebody in the chat tell us what Jose has.
Yeah, Ronnie said it was 27 hertz, maybe.
Yeah, that was probably Jared's. If Jared was in the chat, then we would know.
Yeah, nerd.
We would know.
Somebody take his hat off.
I know it. Yeah, it's 26 or 27. That sounds familiar. But I know he does 60 plus for 2 or 3 minutes straight, just all day.
Oh.
Like people don't even believe that.
Yeah,
and then he gets what, like a dB or so bonus.
It was 1.25 dB if it's 27 hertz. Okay, so David said that Jose has 8 Sundown ZB515.
Bro, 2 Sundowns out there running? Dang.
I mean,
just Sundowns.
Yeah, it's a Sundown dominant class. Jesus. Literally.
Sundown can't play low.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Burp subs.
Terrible. Don't you run Sundown too?
Yeah.
What did you? Didn't you have? You had like the craziest subs for SQ this year, didn't you? What'd you have? Was it this year or last year?
Oh God, SQ.
Last year would have been. Well, actually, all past 3 years. This year was the Sundown X8 stuffed into the dash.
Oh,
Jeez.
Getting fancy.
That's stupid.
And then last year was 2 SPL Neo 15s in the trunk for
that's what it was.
Base boxing and SQ. You know, because why not?
Didn't you win?
And then previously was 2 Nightshade V315s in the trunk in an infinite baffle.
Oh, almost asked what was louder. Then you said infinite baffle, and I stopped talking. Infinite baffle.
Oh no, the SPL Neos were definitely louder than
but they weren't in an infinite baffle, or they were.
So I did them in both the infinite baffle, then the ported box.
Oh.
The problem is I was in a clamped class, so it was 4K cap, so there was no point that the NSV3s would have been at full throw versus the SPL Neos.
SQs, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a sub stuffed in your dash. Is that factory or that was something custom?
No, I jammed it up in there.
Oh God, here we go.
What do you mean,
jamming eights
underneath the dash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And sorry, it's not an X8, it's an X6.5. My bad.
Like a kick mid bass.
Right above the kick. It's like right next to the steering column and everything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why your kick score is so high, because you got a sub. Yeah. You're like a port score right there.
Extreme build.
No, it actually doesn't meter worth jack down there. I tried it because I was going to try and do Rad X, but no, that is not something I can compete in because it barely meters over like a 20.
Oh my God. So you got all hybrid audio up front?
Yeah.
Except for the sub?
Yep. So it's
still hugging those nuts, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, more SQ championships than all other speaker manufacturers combined.
Burned.
Combined? Get the hell out of here.
Combined.
Like maybe the last few years or something?
The past like 10 years or 12 years.
I don't believe that. Somebody run the numbers.
You can ask. They've ran the numbers. I think it's since 06 is when they started tallying that.
I love when Fade is frazzled.
I'm not frazzled. I like hybrid. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Brad has eights. Brad has the L8s in his doors, and they are retarded. Like he barely even needs a sub. They're that good. Actually, they're in his kicks now, but yeah, they're fantastic. He has 4 speakers in the whole car, and it's insane.
I mean, that's all I have except for the sub. It's just the 2 Legadia 8s in the doors, and then the 2 Legadia X3s in the dash. There's no
That's
tweak.
like exactly what Brad's running. Yeah, and then he's got a sub in the back. Yeah, that's exactly what he's got.
And I've got it on a Class D amp just to make everyone mad.
Just to annoy everyone. What did you? What do you run? Mod X?
What?
You run Mod X?
No. Oh God. So I run ISPLL Pro Am.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't really have a reference. What'd you score? Actually, I do have a reference.
At finals, it was not good. Something with the tuning or something. I don't know. The last year I got 4th out of like 16, and then the year before that was 3rd out of like 15. Nice. And that was the first year I did SQ. So third place first year, pretty solid.
Yeah. Chunky Love say Estrada's world subsonic suicide record 162 at 20 hertz. Good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, so that would be a 157 at 20 hertz.
For 2 minutes straight, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
my God.
This year we had and he's in the like unlimited wall class, not the no rules class, because Jared's in no rules because he can't drive his vehicle.
Right.
But this year at finals we had a wall 1 competitor that was he was up there. He was like a 58 or something in the 8K limit class. So that was a little crazy.
So how many shows you get through a year? Y'all have a whole season? Is it off right now, or?
Yeah, we have a whole season. We actually have a show on January 8th or something in Florida, I think. Okay.
In Louisiana, you say?
No, you don't run anything, so it's all your fault.
I know. It is 100% my fault.
He don't want to be a judge for anything. He just wants to sit back in his little tower and watch the minions.
I don't have time to scratch my ass. Well, I'm scratching my chest, but I don't have time to scratch my ass, let alone run an organization down here. But
I don't know.
Let me get the kids through college, and then maybe I'll have some time.
Audio's gonna be dead by then, dude.
Well, I'll be doing it VR from the house.
So how many shows you have? And is it is it mostly on the East Coast right now?
Yeah. So it's mostly Eastern, pretty much around Usaki's territory would be how I would word it. Just because we haven't really gotten Western into like Louisiana and Texas and all that, but we're pretty much up the whole Eastern seaboard. We have probably 50 shows a year, maybe 60.
Wow. How many judges you have?
We have probably 10 judges right now.
Jeez.
Make it 11. I'm coming on board. 2019.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're
Mark
not.
it down. I just said it.
He's not.
I'm going on the record as
still on the website
right now.
No, he's not.
I bet you he is.
He's not.
I've been around since the beginning.
The
ISPLL.
Let's see if he's still on here.
Huh?
Who?
You are still on the website as a judge.
Nice.
No more paperwork.
It's the picture with you in the box.
Yeah.
Troy said, "Is there any in Tennessee? Are you up in Tennessee yet, or?"
So we actually have a show in Cleveland, Tennessee that's happening March 16th, somewhere around there. We just posted it.
There you go.
We don't have a whole lot in Tennessee just because that's a like Mecca stronghold. It's pretty much all Mecca there.
You're like all up in Alaska country too, right? It's like Florida is
it kind of. I mean, in Florida, yeah, that's Alaska's backyard. But up in like North Carolina and South Carolina, it's not really anything. It's mostly NSPL.
What is that? Who runs that?
That's Fred Wright and Fred Wright Jr.
That's the one. That's the one Ronnie's scared to get out of. Can't beat nobody else in this org.
I don't understand their classes.
It's catered to him. Fuck you.
I don't understand their classes.
It's like Cone area. It's cool. It's Cone area. I think most
it's that
of
cone area. It's cone diameter.
Yeah,
which
is
retarded.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's old Whitley stuff.
Yeah,
I love that.
Terrible.
No, that's awesome. It's so much easier. It's like I got 112. All right, well, fuck it, you in 0 to 12.
I mean, they have some legit classes that like Ronnie does, which is like
no, Ronnie doesn't do any legit class. First of all,
single 8 sub and single 10 sub and all that. Those are super cool. Those are impressive to see.
No, fuck Ronnie.
They have a lot of classes. Is one of their biggest complaints.
It sounds like it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't see.
So who are the outliers, right? I think ISPLL is like a big one, obviously, of outside the big four. Then we got NSPL.
NSPL.
Midwest SPL.
Yeah,
Midwest SPL is probably the biggest out of the main, yeah.
Yeah, NSPL is going to be the biggest outside, followed by probably Midwest SPL. And then it's mostly NADBL, which is like Canada and Northeast mostly. And then us, and then there's a bunch of like little ones all over the place. There's 4 competitors by competitors, which is FCBC.
Oh, I've seen that on Facebook.
They're very small. I think they have like 15 shows a year or something.
Do we have proper droppers over here?
No, that's UK only.
What?
Oh, okay. I thought they were trying to get it over here though.
Wait, what?
They might. I don't know.
What is it called?
There's always people that want to do that kind of stuff.
Proper droppers?
I mean, I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's like a Lowe's oriented organization, I think.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, kind of.
Yeah.
They actually have a class that's like a really wide range of frequencies that are fixed. So it's like 25, 32, 40, 48, 55, and like 60 or something. You have to do frequencies at all of those.
I'm changing the name of our show to Proper Droppers. I'm sorry.
You have a bandwidth class though, right? And it's like 30 hertz.
So it's real SPL, which is 3 burps that are 10 hertz apart from each other. So 20, 30, 40, whatever you want.
Or 32. With a 60 hertz cap, right?
I think we actually bumped it to 70.
Oh.
Because people were complaining CRXs.
Yeah.
Catering to CRX, catering to burp cars now?
I was just helping them out. It's okay. They still got to play down to, let's see, even if they do like 64 hertz, they would still need to do like 54 and 44. So they're still coming way off their peak.
Oh yeah, that was the class I was thinking of. Not that you thought. What is it? It's 10 hertz up and 10 hertz down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is cool. That is intriguing to me.
Yeah, it requires you have a bandwidth. You can't just have one specialty focused burp vehicle.
Right.
And you can switch ports between runs. So if you've got arrow ports, you could switch out for shorter length, longer length if you need to.
Oh, you can between runs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
What?
That's cheating, but all right.
Nobody
that
ever
is 100% cheating. Oh my god.
Hey, that ain't gonna fly in Taylor Fade's judge country.
No, that
Not
shit ain't
today,
happening,
buddy.
I mean, I've literally never seen anybody do it.
It's got to be like burp.
Yeah.
Burp, burp. That's it. That's all you get. You get 30 seconds to do 3 burps, 10 cycles apart.
I remember that was a couple years ago. I remember hearing about that, but I was trying to think like, what would I don't know, like 64 hertz would be horrible though. Just thinking about it for me.
Well, you don't have to play that high. You just play whatever.
But then
go up and down.
I would want to play my peak, you know. I don't know. I'm talking. I know, but then I would have to go up 10 hertz, and I'll be like, oh god.
Right.
So I mean,
everybody else has the same problem.
But I wonder if the average would be like, if I, you know what I mean, like if I would go down 2 hertz, would that 58 hertz be like, you know what I mean, like that's a lot of strategy involved.
Yep. For sure.
Like not just.
It's definitely interesting. You see a lot of people that are really strong in like music classes that just aren't super strong in that class, and vice versa.
What?
A lot of comments about my fucking internet, man.
That was
you got the game up.
Skip and I both have a power sitting to ready to get built. I promise the next one will be.
I mean, it's literally froze through that entire sentence. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
I mean, what do you like? I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, don't look at me. I have gigabit internet, so I don't have any problems.
Yeah, me too.
I pay like a retarded amount of money for internet. I don't even understand.
Stop looking.
Bitcoin mining does not take up that much bandwidth. The babies must be watching Peppa Pig or something downstairs.
They're streaming it on every source they can.
Streaming 4K Peppa Pig. You heard me. I hate that show so much. I can't even tell you.
That's stupid.
So bad. So bad.
When's y'all finals during the year?
So it's usually end of September, early October. So this year we had it on. Most of the shows were like October 1st or something like that, or 2nd, and then there was one. So we have remote finals. So
okay. I was gonna ask where was it at?
So we have this year we had Florida, South Carolina, Michigan, and Pennsylvania/Ohio, because those are our 4 main territories.
Pennsylvania, Jesus.
Yeah, Baton Rouge 2019.
He's not gonna do it. Pennsylvania, they got audio in Pennsylvania? Jesus.
Yeah. No, that's actually
nothing but vampires up there.
Top Kid is one of the big competitors there.
Who's that?
Got like black extreme Cadillac or something like that. You've probably seen it.
I forget Pennsylvania's a state some days. It's just
here we go.
I was just being honest.
It's only Western Pennsylvania. I don't think there's much in Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like
Western Pennsylvania, like Groundhog Day,
like Pittsburgh,
Scranton, Dunder Mifflin. Nobody got that reference.
Yeah, we know where that takes place. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Like it was just dead silence. Like I'm about to check out early. So what?
Hey, you ever thought about? I've always wanted someone to do this. Remember how USAC used to do Flashdance back in the day?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about making a ISPLL demo song, and like that is what like everyone has to compete on that one song?
I mean, you're in the judge group where you saw us discussing that.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get everyone's opinion out here in the open. Everyone in the chat hated it though, or everyone in the discussion hated it. I love that idea.
What, one song?
It certainly was not super popular.
One song for the whole class? One song for the whole class is what you proposed?
Yeah.
So, like, USAC used to have Flashdance, which was just you played the Flashdance song, and that was it. And it played all kinds of frequencies, had pauses, all that fun stuff. So it leveled the playing field entirely. It wasn't about music selection, anything like that. It was just you play the song and good luck.
Right.
So that was the original concept to Demo Showdown that we still have, which is a 3-minute average. And it was pretty much, we were just going to have a fixed song that you play, and it's going to have pauses. It's going to play all kinds of frequencies. It was mostly judges didn't want to deal with all the people that weren't going to be prepared, that weren't going to have flash drives or CDs or whatever. Then we got to make CDs. Then we got to pay somebody to make the song. Oh, God. So it just became a logistical issue.
I don't know. Like Skip, I think, is against that because I think I've heard you say that you enjoy hunting for songs.
Yes. That's why I missed about the old Street Beat.
I hate it.
Like you had I mean, it wasn't fair to some people, but you had a secret song that nobody had, and you would win because of that. That's amazing. That's fun to me. I mean, now everybody knows most of them.
Yeah, it's like everybody has the exact same songs now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's like a list, right? That master list of like every single bass box song ever made.
I forget who made this.
Compliments of Team Asshole Forum. It's still a forum.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's where that list is from.
Is it really?
That's a great list, though.
I remember it was on USAC.
08 or 09 or something.
I forget who posted it on USAC. Like, was it Chris Fish? Y'all remember him? No, nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chris SPO Fish.
Yeah. I think he did it. He posted it on the USAC forum. Some of them was like off though. Like I had to go through a couple of them, and You know, it wasn't.
Yeah, there's some that are not. Right,
yeah.
do not actually have 30 seconds of music.
I used to love asking that on like the old Keiko. I think I made a post about Street Beat and Bass Race songs on there, and somebody was, you know, like if you say what's a good song for bass race, and somebody says Little John Throw It Up, like get out of here. That's not a good song. It's constant, but it's 30 hertz, 44 hertz, 38 hertz. You know, they misrepresent like good bass songs with, you know, what specifically you need for 30 seconds of constant 44 hertz. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's even game theory with the official Street Beat track. You know, like you can't just turn it on and let it rip.
Are you ready?
What is it? It's 2 minutes and 21 seconds that it starts?
Yeah, that's odd, too. Why do that? Why pay for 2 minutes and 40 seconds a song when you only need that 30 seconds?
I begged and pleaded with Janisa, since she was having Bass Mechanic do the first 10 songs or whatever on her disc anyway. I begged her just to get one song made for bass battles. You know, that sort of, because that was sort of like the concept behind bass battles was like a demo class, you know, like 3 minutes or 1 minute or whatever they decided on, and just everybody play the same song, a lot of different ranges and pauses like we've been talking about, and just let it wang, you know, somewhere for the demo guys to play, and then they bastardized it and just made it a 1 minute Street Beat class. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No comment.
Anyway. Yeah, well, we complained about you sacking enough on a couple of shows back. So
hey, I'll give it. Still owe me a trophy. I'm just saying.
That's Ralph, man. You gotta catch him in the jail or
traded it in
crack house or something.
Meth. That's crazy. We gotta have him on the show.
Oh, we should. Oh my God,
the rise and fall.
The rise and fall
of Ralph Randall.
Holy shit, dude, that would be lit. We got to reach out.
No,
I still have his number. I wonder if it's the same.
Murphy on first.
No.
Why do you not want that on? I would love Murphy on. Like
somebody would track his IP and find him.
No, everyone knows where he is.
Like the drama would be amazing.
Everyone knows where he is. What's he gonna say? It's not gonna be interesting. Like you know, I don't. What's he gonna say?
If he waits till next year, he could legit come out with another line and nobody would care. That's how fast like Facebook dies.
For real, honestly, that's how much of a memory Facebook has. Like they are just like goldfish.
There's people,
squirrel.
Yeah, there's companies and people out there now that scam back on the forums that are just thriving right now.
Yeah.
Extreme.
Oh my God.
I mean, dude. I don't know what I said. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, I hate people. I hate people because then you have guys on there like, dude, that was the past, man.
Yeah.
You know, give the guys. Everybody deserves a second chance. Get the fuck out of here with that.
What was the? I don't know if I want to bring it up, but I don't know. I might not bring it up. Some company just had. Well, I mean,
sorry,
I don't care. I don't know them or nothing about them. What was it? The Deep Hitters brand or whatever?
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. Like,
oh, okay, yeah. I don't know what I don't know what happened. Like they deleted all their social media and websites and stuff, or
I don't honestly know what happened either. I saw it. I thought it was a team. I thought it was a team that just had some amps and they were selling them or something. Yeah. I didn't even know it was like a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And did they drag up with a bunch of people's money? Like what actually happened? I don't even know.
He posted today like it'll never happen again, and something like
what?
I don't know what happened fully. You know, does anybody else know? Anybody in the comments?
Resurfaced?
I mean,
yeah,
hitters.
He posted today.
I'm pretty sure it was like a partnership gone awry.
Right.
Much like Bernie and.
Oh my God.
Somebody got locked.
That was my next one.
Somebody got locked out of the building.
Dude, I haven't seen I haven't seen the 12 volt talk updates or anything. If anybody hasn't subscribed to Big D Wiz's
watch tomorrow. Watch tomorrow.
Wayne Harris. They interviewed Bernie Boland, who's the man responsible for like the old school Red Orions and
pretty much responsible for all modern car audio.
Yeah, I mean pretty much, you know. We mentioned it on the last podcast, I think, but anyway, he's got his new company, Boland Audio, and You want to talk? I mean, he just pulled a tantric. It seemed like, dude. Fuck, just close the doors with everybody's money. There's a lot of rumors going around, and I can't say that I disagree that it is drug seeking behavior going on. I mean, I'm not trying to drag the guy through the mud or anything, but if you read all the comments and the evidence.
Didn't he post like a sarcastic joke recently too, like about the whole issue?
That's what I'm saying, man. Going on. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Matthew, turn your volume off.
Matthew's
watching porn. Watching porn.
Matthew's not watching.
I was trying to reply to a comment, and then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, well, Dan says you're a sexy MF.
Not today, Dan.
Everybody wants to see. Will you just take your shirt off, please, and just get it over with?
Fine.
Okay.
But
let's take it.
Them amps look nasty though. I mean, I'm sure they're copies of whatever, but the deep hitter ones or whatever. I mean, okay. Taylor's against anything everything can be original. It's just not that way in the real world, Taylor.
I mean, I'm off. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll keep my
back on your ivory tower.
Let me have another drink or two. I'll let Matt talk for a minute. I'm Bogarting the whole thing. Tell us about Full Throttle, man.
So Full Throttle's a battery, and
that's cool.
So Full Throttle is AGM battery manufacturer. The parent company is Full River Battery. And then we've been in business in the U.S., we've been around for 14 years, 12 years, 14 years, somewhere in there. And then the factory has been around for about 24 years. And the factory's name is Full River Battery Manufacturing. So unlike some people, we don't hide where our battery comes from or slap our label on some other random company's battery.
So you make your own batteries?
Yes. So we are the factory.
You are the factory. And where is that factory?
Guangzhou, China.
Guangzhou.
Yep. And we don't hide it. We don't put it as small of print on our batteries as possible.
That's lo mein with spicy shrimp, in case anybody's wondering.
Right.
Nobody's laughing at my jokes, bro. Fuck y'all.
I mean, they're all laughing.
Shut up.
What do you want them to put? Ja in the comment?
LOL.
Everybody Skip a LOL.
Yeah. Y'all made Kinetic, somebody said? What happened to Kinetic, bro? Kinetic was hot. Kinetic was hot. Bro, the HC2400 was the boss.
So Kinetic used to be good, and then the guy, like one of the main guys responsible, like drug up and started Riken,
Thank you,
right?
Anton.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a thing?
So Kinetic used to be made by one factory, and then it was started by Patrick Sisman. I don't know how exactly to pronounce it. And then two other guys. But he was the main guy. So then they eventually sold it to UPG, which is Universal Power Group, which is a much larger battery company. And then they took it to a low quality factory because there's a lot of those, just because they wanted it cheaper and sell more. So, you know. And then Patrick and the other guys eventually started Riken and took it to the original factory that was good, or at least better than the current UPG factory. I wouldn't say it's top of the line, but it's still pretty good.
They had the coolest battery ever, that 12-volt/16 volt. That was so cool to me. Shut up, Taylor.
Scott, I
know, but it was cool.
We already talked about it with Scotty. It was garbage.
It was not garbage. It was legit. Like, you can use it in a 12-volt class, and it, like, leaked over to, like, higher voltage and shit.
Terrible.
So we just went to the PRI show, which is all the race cars and all that fun stuff. And somebody actually brought up that battery at the show, and they're like, yeah, like 2 weeks ago, it caught on fire and burned down half of my trailer. I was like,
yes.
User error.
Yeah, right.
Fucking user error. Blame the battery. We've all been there.
Oh my god,
loser. That battery.
So what percentage of Full River would you say car audio is, and what sort of focus do they have on the small market?
Half.
I mean,
just that roundabout. I don't need the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet.
Give us the pie graph.
Hold on, let me get out my numbers and my calculator. Let me get out my.
I actually think you have all that stuff.
So it's probably, I don't know, 15% at this point, just because
that's pretty good.
Our industrial DC stuff is such a big part of our company, so it's not.
What is that? Like forklifts and shit?
Forklifts, solar, floor scrubbers, marine, just about anything that needs a lead battery, it'll work in.
So it's so funny how big we think car audio is, and it's just not. It's just not.
So let me frame it like this: Johnson Controls, who's the biggest battery manufacturer in the world,
Make baby powder.
They own Optima, and that's who they are. Let's say Optima is probably 5 million batteries a year from them. They make 150 million batteries a year. So that's Optima's 5 out of that, probably. It might be a little bit less than that. And then they just sold that whole battery division for $13 billion.
Mother, what?
So
bruh, people be needing batteries.
Yes. So they sell a lot, and they're the biggest, but there's also East Penn, which you've heard of, Deca. There's Trojan.
Shout out Deca. That was my first battery in a while.
Yeah.
Shout out Deca.
We like East Penn up in here.
Yeah, no,
we like East Penn.
A solid product for what it costs, especially if you get like the reconditioned refurb Decas.
That's like US made too, right?
What?
So Dan says, are there any other brand names that Full River manufactures? And Brian said that they need a floor scrubber at Sundown, and since you're the janitor at Full River, you know, if you want to come by and scrub their floors.
I mean,
he's there. He's there enough. Hey, for the record, I only watch the videos you're in on Derek's channel. Go ahead.
So you've only watched one?
Yeah, it's the only one I watch. When you get a little camera time, that's the ones I watch.
I didn't have the heart to tell Derek that I made that video that he made with the caps, like, I don't know, 3 years ago.
Nobody cares about your videos.
Except you didn't have skeletons.
I know nobody cares.
Yeah, you didn't have laser.
You
didn't have laser welded skeleton caps, bro.
Judging by the subscribers to my my channel, nobody cares.
Yeah,
you're right.
If you monetize your video, Derek, it would just go straight to Derek.
I just need to start putting Sundown in the tags.
Yeah. Hey.
Anyway,
I don't want to. All right,
go ahead, Matt.
The only company I would say that we can talk about manufacturing for is Stinger, just because that one's not really private at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we used to make all of their stuff. I think they've taken most of the big stuff somewhere else just because it was too expensive. And before us, it was actually Odyssey that made them. So they've just moved around as they see fit.
What about?
But we still make all their small stuff, and then they jack up the price like 10 times.
Yeah, for real.
If you ever go on their website, you will cry at what they charge.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Bad caps. I randomly seen bad caps at Scraping the Coast. I told Taylor that the other day.
I ran into one of the.
They was at the beginning too, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
they just stayed small.
Difficult to believe, but I was like hammered on the casino floor at Scraping. I think it was like I was drunk playing Chuck-a-Luck or some random ass game, and the guy sitting next to me, I just struck up a conversation with him, and he happened to be like a back cap dude, like the head sales rep or some crazy, I don't know, some dude at back cap. Actually, I need to reach out to that guy so he can come on and refute everything that you're saying.
Well, I didn't say we make his batteries.
I
don't actually know who makes his batteries. It's not public knowledge, that's for sure.
There used to be a pretty loud guy that ran Batcat, but after that, like, their stuff was too expensive, and or didn't justify the cost.
They just didn't age well.
Yeah, and
Andrew McCullough.
I don't know what ever happened. Like they just stopped marketing.
Yeah, right.
Shows, and then they just randomly showed back up like a year ago.
Yeah.
Like,
I told
hey,
you
we're back. Like
they had all the vendor booths out at Scraping, and then they were just like in the corner with like just a table and like a bunch of their batteries. I felt sad, but it was cool to see them there, though.
Yep.
I mean, because they was around, I don't know, like 12 years ago when I was just coming in. I remember them, you know, those little, I forget which ones they had. Those little ones you could fit 2 of them in one battery tray. I can't remember the name.
Teeny tiny.
Yeah. I think Stinger had one too, like SPV 70 or something weird, something tiny.
Oh, you talking about like the 680s that are like teeny
no,
tiny?
they're like a little chunk. They're like a square. They're like a Minecraft block. They're like a little square.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the SP70 from Stinger.
I just said that, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Try to correct me.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but
I was agreeing with you.
Nah, lies.
Somebody brought up the CS9000 from Cactus.
Is that the one with the little?
Y'all make a 680?
The ground terminals on there.
make a what?
A 680? Is that the size that I'm thinking of?
Probably. I mean, we make more sizes of batteries than any other single manufacturer.
Don't go on their website.
Well, you know what the CS9000 was, right? It was like
that was that crazy, like there was a bunch of batteries all put together.
Yeah, but y'all need to make that. I told Scotty he needs to make it, and he's not going to do it. So y'all need to make it. You just bust up 5 of those in a row and put it in an 800 to go.
Why don't you just buy 5 of the batteries and then bust them yourself?
Because I don't think that's how it works. Actually, everybody doesn't give a shit about batteries anymore, and I love it. Or electrical in general. And I love that because everybody's moving to clamped. Nobody cares about friggin' voltage or how many batteries you got. And I made that argument for so many years, and it fell on deaf ears. Like, what do you care if I have 100 batteries or 1 battery if I'm in a 2,000 watt class? Who cares?
Yeah,
who cares?
There's still limitations in USACI.
ISPLL has 0 electrical restrictions except for voltage.
Thank you.
And that's normal 15.5 cap in the 12 volt stuff, and then the top classes can all run 16 volt stuff.
Do you know what the justification I got from USAC when I asked that question was? That
novices don't use caps, bro.
No, I'm saying, like, if you come with caps or lithium or 10 batteries, an entry-level guy won't want to compete against you. You're intimidating him, even though you both only get 2,000 watts or 5,000 or whatever it is. And I'm like, Are you serious? That's not a thing.
Yeah, but people take advantage of that novice class. They'll run it, and then the next year they'll make their wife run it. Then the next year they'll make their kid run it. Nobody has like the spirit of the challenge anymore. Everybody just wants a trophy.
Yeah,
I'm one of them.
You have to go to shows.
Go to shows, Cap. I hate everybody.
I'm just saying, dude. I've tried coaxing him and like
they're too far away. They're an hour away, and it's annoying.
What are you talking about? 12 hours away.
Oh, I'll never go to finals. I'll fly there. I'll fly. I'm not driving ever.
Look, we're gonna start a GoFundMe. Send Skip to final.
I would support that. Let me rent something comfortable. Give me a self-driving car
to pay your way.
Yeah,
go out there. We'll get them to sponsor you.
I'll let you wrap my car.
Hey,
guys, check it out. He runs one of our batteries. Full sponsorship.
$400 a month. I'll wrap my car with full throttle battery.
Right. I promise I'll tell all my friends about full throttle.
Bro, I got you. You'll get so many more sales.
So many more sales.
13 billion. That could be y'all if you play your cards right with my rap.
Oh,
that's what getting into sponsorship. That's so stupid. I wouldn't sponsor anybody. I'm sorry. Nobody is worth sponsoring, except like maybe like 6 people that are like huge, but everybody thinks they're worth it. It's weird. Like, how often do you get message, bro? Hook me up. I'm gonna win finals next year. I just need all the batteries you can offer.
You don't even want to know.
Yeah, like that's what I want. That's what I want to put a challenge out to companies. You could, I don't know, they probably wouldn't do it because they're cool, but like scratch out the name and show me the worst ask for sponsorship y'all have. I just want to see it.
New thread tomorrow.
Please
that
do
is getting started.
Please. Like
I know I've seen a couple of them get posted by like Nathan, who used to work at XS and works at what is it, NXS or NVS or whatever that like accessory company is. I don't remember what it is.
NVX? Really? That's him now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For XS.
Dude, I'm so out of the loop. Taylor doesn't tell me.
Apparently, that was like 5 years ago.
I seen Price post a couple of them that was funny. You know, like, like you're gonna lose so much business by not giving me sponsorship.
Yo, dog, hook me up.
Like they have no proper, grammar or nothing. It's just chaos. Oh, but yeah, I want to see that. Somebody do that. Like
everything looks seamless. Everything. And I don't know what y'all talking about. Bad internet, Troy.
Dude, your stuff is just horrible. Is it not, Matthew?
It's pretty bad.
I hate all of you.
It's literally pixel the whole show.
So bad.
It'll go like really good and then just awful.
Yeah, it's like
done.
It's like an emulator of yourself. It's stupid. No, but seriously,
Joaquin,
I would love to see that.
Joaquin says, "Who is this dude?" His name is right on the screen. Joaquin, tell him again who you are.
Nah, don't tell him. Nah, don't tell him.
The owner of ISPLL, which is competition org, mostly Southeast, Eastern Seaboard. And then I also work for Full River Battery / Full Throttle Battery.
Yeah, pixels.
Google HomePod.
Oh my God, what is that in the corner? You have a printer up there, bro?
I do, my 3D printer.
On the shelf.
Don't be looking at my shit.
You can't hide money. Can't hide money. He's just got 3D printers just hanging out in his closet.
Don't come into my garage.
But yeah, I'm sure you just. I guess, especially, I feel like batteries and electrical would be the first place somebody would ask for sponsorship because they think they're like just so, they're so. Is it? I mean, you get it every day, right? On your personal account?
Every day. I'm sure somebody that's like XS gets it every single day, just because they're a bigger name,
right?
In the market. And then we get it probably every other day, I would say. And sometimes it's legit, and they actually have a pretty solid proposal and all that stuff. But in car audio, it's pretty much never worth it.
Yeah, right.
There's a couple of guys. There's like Cole Morris, Gary Killian. Those guys are on our team, and they're pretty popular and well known. So they're worth it because people see their vehicles all over the place.
Right.
But for the most part,
yeah.
Not.
I mean, most people ask, and they're probably like, "I'm about to start killing it," Yep. like you have.
Man, I'm putting the system together. It's gonna be so killer. Yeah. I have none of the stuff yet.
I'm about to order everything tomorrow. I just need to know if you're on board. That's so stupid. Oh man.
You should see some of the install fails that we have in other markets. It's bad.
Like, why don't y'all post that? Y'all need to post that. That's awesome stuff. I mean, you could probably post it on the car audio place, and they would never find out, Because
that would be all right, but we can't. We've actually talked about having like an anonymous
fail of the week.
Send it into for all of our manufacturers that we work with for like solar and stuff.
I mean, what is it? It's just user errors, just dropping a wrench on 2 terminals.
No, it's way better than that. It's like, let me take these batteries and then put them down in a hole that I cut in my floor, and then fill in concrete all around them.
Wait, is that not
like
for, not good?
Like for a heavy machine or something, or
no, for like solar.
Oh,
So
they're like, yeah, I'm never gonna change these batteries. Let me concrete them in place.
Keep it cool, huh? Keep it cool.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
is that not a good something to do?
How are you gonna take them out when they're dead in about 8
charge
years?
Charge them up, bro.
Yeah. Jackhammer.
I wonder if batteries is the same thing. Like, that conspiracy about light bulbs, how they made them to fail. I think batteries is the same thing, isn't it?
No, not for the most part. If you work with like a cheap manufacturer, they already know what's going to happen. But
says the battery salesman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a light bulb salesman.
You're in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that to be said.
You're in the Illuminati. Taylor is too. He doesn't let people know it because he don't want his family in jeopardy. But he's in the Illuminati.
Awesome. No, I think Taylor and I are banished from the Illuminati.
Banished.
We
a couple of members don't like us.
Yeah. But where do you see AMGs going? AMGs.
AMGs.
Mercedes. Yeah, go to Mercedes.
That's where his AMG goes.
To the dealership for oil changes.
Yeah, exactly.
AGM. Where do you see AGM? It's always going to be around, isn't it? It has to be.
So it's going to get even bigger for like the next 15 or 20 years.
What?
All those cars that have the stop-start function require AGM. Every single one of them.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So part of all of the like miles per gallon and efficiency requirements and all that are forcing everybody to go to start-stop vehicles, and all of them require AGM. So it's just going to keep growing and growing until eventually electric vehicles take over entirely. But that's quite a ways away.
No, that's never going to happen. I don't care what anybody says. It's never going to be all electronic, like brand new. It's not. No, it's not. It's never.
I mean, Volkswagen already said that they're not developing gas engines after 2026.
They're going to go out of business.
Yeah, they're going all in.
They're going to go out of business.
I'm telling you, they are paying for other cars' electric vehicle commercials. They're going all in.
I thought I read.
Okay. So here's a good comment from Troy. I thought you wasn't. Okay, I gotta try.
Slow down.
You wasn't supposed to sit a battery on concrete, much less in it. So that's a really old wives' tale that's still relevant today. That you can't put a battery on concrete.
I still don't do it.
So that used to be true, like, I don't know, 100 years ago. Back when we made batteries with like rubber jackets instead of like hard ABS plastic cases or polypropylene or whatever you want to use. And back then that would cause an issue, but nowadays you can put it on concrete. It doesn't matter. That's
interesting.
To do anything.
So I could go.
Speaking of, I have a AGM 31 that's been sitting on concrete for how long has it been?
I mean, we sent it like 3 years ago now.
That's right. So guess who's gonna try to like wake it up and beat the snot out of it? Can't do a head-to-head, but I can do a durability test. Let's see what's up.
I mean, it should still be good for head-to-head. You've only cycled it like 3 times ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's fresh.
Let's see what's up. Shelf life and whatnot.
I mean, shelf life, if you just keep it in the garage, it's probably about a year without any charging. If you just charge it once a year, it'd be good for quite a while.
Well, that's good to know because we're about to find out.
Now, what makes them fail? Just the chemistry in it just gets less potent or something, or?
So the plates inside are going to sulfate just because they're just discharging slowly. So most premium AGM is going to be about 2 to 3% self-discharge per month. So if they're just sitting there, they slowly decrease their charge. So if you're talking a year, you're losing about 25 to 30% of your capacity just sitting there, not being used or anything. Mm-hmm. And then during that time, if you're not cycling them and charging them back, the lead inside starts to actually sulfate and corrode and then fall apart. So it's just, you're not using them. So you're not breaking up that sulfation.
Like in a charger,
you guys the charger?
Huh? What?
See me and Skip. We're right here.
What about the charger?
I have 3 of them. 3.
You have 3 chargers?
Yeah, I don't know why. I have 4 actually, but 3 that I use. I use that. I have an excess power, the power supply one, the 30 amp. Mm-hmm. Then I have what is it? Noco, the biggest one they make, the 2600 or whatever, 26,000.
Yep.
And then I have, which is my favorite, this little small like 3 amp C-Tech. I love that one. It's so small, and it like I think I use it on my. I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna say what I'm using on because I might like burn my warranty up. But no, but it I could just leave it on all the time. I feel like because it only goes to like 13.6, so it just kind of.
Yeah, you can on an AGM.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can leave it on indefinitely as long as it has a float stage.
Right.
Unlike some other chemistries, but you know.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't like that float stage, but no, you can leave it on.
But why doesn't it? Even if it's just the voltage doesn't matter, just that little trickle of amperage into it doesn't like?
So it just depends on which chemistry you're using and what the voltages are.
Green ones.
Green ones. So it just depends on the voltage, but it's typically an issue with if you don't have balancing inside. It's not burning off the extra voltage, so you start to overcharge. But if you have any of the green ones have balancing in them, so they're burning off the voltage and keeping all the cells leveled. So it's usually okay. But you don't need to do that. Is really the bigger deal there.
Right. I don't. I don't. I usually use that
a whole fancy video for that. You didn't even watch it.
I don't ever watch it.
Link in the description below.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of stuff. I don't watch a lot of YouTube.
20 minutes of
I'm not
just
watching that.
talking, so it's pretty bad.
Actually, I might watch it. I'd rather watch that than 2 minutes of Derek Haddock.
Oh my God, you're so rude.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm dead serious.
Joaquin wants to know how to wake up AGMs. Do y'all sell a charger, or do you recommend one?
So we have a couple chargers. The primary ones that we sell are Delta Q, but it's an industrial charger and it's only for high voltage stuff, 24 volt and up. So pretty much nobody in car audio is ever going to use it. And then we have our own brand charger that's the FR1, and it works on 12 volt, 24 volt, 36 volt, 48 volt.
Jeez.
Programmable.
What? I mean,
you can program it with an app on your phone through Wi-Fi. It works on AGM, wet cell, gel, and lithium. And then you can change the amperage rate and all kinds of crazy crap. You can see the past like 250 charge cycles. People actually charge their batteries.
Jesus.
For warranty.
That sounds expensive.
It is very expensive. It's like $450.
How many?
Taylor's getting 2.
$450.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
Oh, Cole Morris, sponsored by Full Throttle. What's up?
So it's not too terrible. If you're like a golf cart shop or something, has a bunch of different carts with different voltages and different battery types.
That makes sense.
So we typically don't recommend that just because it's so expensive. But we're also a master distributor for NOCO. So that's usually the brand that we just suggest because you can find it on Amazon and stuff.
What's the cheapest one that has a default sulfite setting?
It's probably like the G
15,000, huh?
Something like that. It's 7,200 or 13,000, somewhere in there. The whole desulfation process thing is pretty much just made up.
Well, it's just like kind of shocking, right? But it does it all, you know.
Battery charger Illuminati secret. That's the light bulb salesman thing. So sometimes it works, and it depends on how you implement it. So some of them work by using a lot of amperage and bursts, and that'll try to wake up the battery and kind of break up some of that sulfation by warming it up and getting the chemistry inside going. But some of them work with like AC voltage being spread in and just kind of trying to use that in pulses to knock off sulfation just because it's not DC voltage, so it works a little differently. And I've never seen them work 100% of the time. So I just kind of tell people don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's
a feature. It's a feature, but don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's a feature, but it probably isn't going to work.
Well, yeah, I mean, is it worth it to try on a battery that's been sitting forever.
Oh yeah,
and try to wake it up before you scrap $5.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, it never hurts to try, and that's what we tell when we have customers that complain about their batteries don't have capacity or anything like that, and their run time's down and all that fun stuff. And we just go for it. It's not going to hurt, and it's certainly better than just going and getting the scrap for $20 a battery or whatever.
Taylor has the bladder of a newborn baby.
No, he said he needed a drink.
Oh, he needed a drink or a pee? I don't know.
Yo, bartender, Jobu needs a refill.
Oh, stupid. I remember back in the day, a long time ago, back in the day, they used to say you can burn a battery in to make it rest higher. Is that true, and is it worth it? Does it matter? Just resting voltage doesn't matter, right?
So, yes and no. So what they mean by that is, well, at least what I imagine they mean is that if you do that, you're going to basically dry out the battery a little bit, get some of the water to come out, so that you can get the electrolyte inside to a higher specific gravity, which gets you more runtime and way more power out of the battery. But it lasts like half as long. So it's kind of a trade-off if you want to try and do that. And you may end up just breaking the battery more than anything. But that's why we have different lines of batteries. So we have the full throttle, which is our starting and stuff. It has a higher specific gravity inside of it than our DC line and our full force lines, because those are meant to last a long time. But before, we used to have a high specific gravity in our DC line, and our batteries would still last quite a while. But once we went to a lower gravity, you lose a little bit of runtime and output and things like that, but you get way more lifespan just lowering the specific gravity. That's all you got to do. But there's also a point of diminishing returns, because we've gone really low, and the battery lasts forever, but it has like 0 runtime. So your floor scrubber runs for 10 minutes, but it's going to do that for the next 15 years. So there's certainly a trade-off.
Yeah. So maybe a burp guy that doesn't care about that, he'll just burn it and let it. He'll get more power.
Charge the hell out of their batteries.
Yeah.
Just go for it and then let it sit there. I mean, at this point, just use caps. But
right. Yeah. Speaking of caps, you mentioned like the start and stop OEM stuff, but I thought I read like a couple years ago Cadillac was using super caps. Did y'all see that?
I haven't seen Cadillac use it. I've seen there's a big project in China with all their buses. So their public transport buses actually have huge super cap banks in the bottom of them, and they
graphene super caps, isn't it?
They might be. I know it was just super caps in general, but they actually have these like rails on the top of the bus that they park into the station or each stop, and it charges at like 500 volts DC and does like 50 kilowatts of charging through these rails at the top. Well, there you go. 2016 Cadillac, start stop.
I don't know.
To augment
yeah,
battery.
But that's it,
yeah. Huh? So part of that would be you can do, and all of the capacitor manufacturers have this, is like a secondary battery. Basically, it's a dedicated starting battery, and it's just caps, and it has 3 terminals on it. It has one that goes to the starter, one that goes to the alternator, and then a negative. So it'll just do starting, and then it recharges, and then your main battery runs everything else. So Maxwell has one, Skeleton has one, I'm sure Ioxis has one, which is the private label for somebody. And then there's another one. I can't remember the other guys. Nestcap, that's the other one. They probably have one too.
Pew, pew, pew. Shots fired.
I mean, that one's not a secret. If you email them, they'll tell you where to caps.
Yeah, that one's actually not a secret.
But they all have that kind of little module that gives you a lot longer lifespan on your battery, just because the caps have 1 million cycles before they die. So you're talking 1 million start stops.
Yeah, I mean that's why there'll never be into nothing because battery companies will just kill them out because they're like, no, fuck that. We got to sell more batteries.
Well, the thing about the million cycle lifespan is that's like what, 10% or 5% of the capacity?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at their rating in a while. But
I want to say
that kind of application, you're not using much.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, you mean like not drawing them down?
No. Yeah, what I mean is if you cycle them a million times, they're only 10% of their capacitance or something. So it's this like they're gonna die, like they're gonna be completely dead after a million cycles. It's just, it won't have as much capacity.
Slowly sloping.
After a million cycles, it starts to get a little slower.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So
dude, supercapacitor,
lithium.
David mentioned David. I don't know how you say his last name. Mikish. Mikish. Yeah. But that's another thing I wanted to know. Like I feel like I asked it a bunch and I can never get an answer like that. Where are supercaps in like everyday world? Like what is their purpose? Besides China buses.
I think that's it.
Honestly tell you. So I know I've seen them in the buses, which is a great use for them. I've also seen them in like telecom. Or UPS for like backup systems. So they use them to do like a burst charge to hold it while it transfers over to the battery backup or a big ass generator. So things like that where you have a really high discharge rate that you need very quickly. And then Joaquin just mentioned air conditioning, which is a normal capacitor, typically not a super capacitor.
Yeah, get out of here, Joaquin, stupid. Talking about the Rockford 40 farad. Remember that? remember it's still people still talk about that. People still will if you bring up capacitors like, oh, you mean the Lightning Audio 50 farad? Like, how can you not know that? Like,
yeah, my cat bank has a voltmeter on it, bro.
Yeah.
Because Facebook.
It's just insane that knowledge is not just stamped into people's brains that they were not talking about the eBay, whatever cap.
Yep. No, they don't get it. So it happens. Yeah. I mean, it's just because it's like you mentioned, it's not an everyday world, so you don't really see it or know what it's for.
Yeah, but they're on audio forums, and they're just oblivious to. I don't know.
No, they're in audio Facebook groups that we already talked about this. The memory of a goldfish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just do like a little bit of simple math, you can calculate how much capacitance, whatever capacitor you have, 15 farad, 20 farad, whatever it is. It's not a very difficult calculation either. And you want to talk even a big one. Let's just say 10 farad or whatever, like big for back in the day. You're talking about 184 watts or something. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's good for.
Yeah.
3,000.
They're fine. Like they're just not.
Do they have a purpose?
Using a battery. That's
the other problem is the resistance, right? So it's not just the capacitance, but if it doesn't have the resistance, the low, very very low ESR that like a Maxwell has, then that can be detrimental to your system.
Yeah.
Not just like supplementing it, it can actually be detrimental. Problem.
Yeah.
People don't know how to math. I know this. Mikish. Did you hear that? With my shitty internet, I hate all of you.
Dude, your internet is so ass. God,
dude,
Lord.
I hate Google HomePods. I hate Cox and their stupid effing panoramic Wi-Fi. I'm like, somebody's getting some phone calls will be made.
You stop renting their router or something, bro. They throttling you.
What you want me to do?
Go buy one.
They are full throttling you.
He said it. He said it.
Click in.
What's that? Pee Wee Herman's when they said the magic word. I need that. All right, where do you see lithium go?
where do I see lithium going, or where do I see?
What's Full River's take on lithium? Do y'all make lithium? Yeah.
So that's a complex question. So Full River actually has a lithium factory in China. It's called Fent, F-E-N-T. It's kind of a split off. It's not the same kind of factory. It's just down the road. And it doesn't make great lithium. As you've seen Mike DiGuardo's lithium battery that he built that looks like a giant bomb. And that was made out of Full River lithium that he found on eBay.
What?
Mike DiGuardo's on the inside track.
Somebody linked that.
Bro.
I have not seen that.
He mentioned it. He mentioned it in the comments.
It's pretty sketchy.
That's funny.
Yeah. And for the amount of money that he's invested into it, he's admitted that it was not a good choice. And we've tested the batteries from them, and they're fine for like the first couple months, but then they just fall off the cliff real quick. So we don't use them in the U.S., but they actually do. I can't remember now. It's like 500,000 batteries a month for Joule pods. So all those Joule things, they make the lithium for that.
What's a Joule pod?
500,000 a month.
What's a Joule pod?
It's the little nicotine thing. It's like
a vape thing?
Vape kind of thing.
Oh my god.
They make an unbelievable amount of lithium for that. And it works for that. That's where it really should go, because those are replaceable and disposable, basically.
All right.
But we're a master distributor / partner for K2 Energy, which you know from JY's green cells and the insides of their black cells now. So we do a lot of that with other markets. So because I'm sure JY has posted at some point, they're the exclusive distributor to car audio. So we can't sell into car audio, even if we wanted to.
Wow.
So, and we're okay with that, because car audio is an abusive market, to put it lightly. And
oh, you mean to the batteries?
Yes, yes.
Not to your feelings.
So we're fine with them taking that and doing their thing, and then we sell a lot into like UPS systems, and we have a brand new solar battery that I actually have the cells coming on Thursday to assemble, so we can start cycling it. But these are all mostly
giga battery.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a 2.3 kilowatt hour battery, and that's only in 24.
Put that in perspective, like an average American house. Will that run it through the night?
No. So with lithium, at least, it's a little easier to calculate. So you could use something like, let's say, a TV that uses probably 50 watts or 100 watts or something. That's going to run it for 23 hours if it's 100 watts. And so you could watch your TV for 23 hours straight with that one battery. But most off-grid solar applications that we deal with use about 10 kilowatt hours a night. So you would need about 4 or 5 of those batteries to make it through the night at 100% depth of discharge. So,
that's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad. And it's size, so it drops into place of the old batteries, the ones that are already lead acid, so they don't have to change everything. So you're talking a series of 8 of them for 48 volt. That would get you, what, 18 kilowatt hours? So you would only be using 60%, 50%, somewhere like that.
I mean, my car has 60 kilowatt hours. What the hell, man?
I mean, you can see some really big battery setups.
Step your game up.
There's a battery bank up in Alaska. They have a hydro dam that uses a battery backup to store energy. It's 480 volts DC using our 6-volt batteries. So it's 80 batteries times 2, because they use 2 of them. So 160 batteries that weigh about 120 pounds each.
Stick your tongue on it.
And that one's probably, oh God, I can't do the math in my head for that, but
screenshot.
A lot.
480 volts. And of course, my calculator doesn't work. So let's use my phone.
Taylor's got a spare calculator under his hat.
480 times, those are 415 amp hours, 200,000 kilowatt hours. And that one.
Nobody cares.
Fucking Alaska.
Yeah, so that's
Elon is killing y'all. Don't worry about it.
The suicide rate is too high for that.
Elon killing y'all. He killing y'all.
Yeah, so somebody like that, you're talking they would need 1,000 or no? Yeah, 1,000 of our lithium batteries or no?
That's a bunch of vape pens, bro.
Yeah, 1,000 vape pens.
1,000 vape pens off Alibaba.
You would need 100 of those solar lithium batteries, and you're talking $2,300 or $2,200 a piece. Yeah, they don't want to spend that much money.
Why can't talking shit on my car?
Yeah,
dude, I got 455 pound-feet. Hook it up, Huffy boy.
You stupid. I know Taylor hates it, but I really love the adventure of the DIY lithium guy.
Oh my God!
Shut up! It's oh my God! Y'all are both retarded.
No. Right. Don't get me wrong. Totally cool. I'm with Travis on this. It's totally okay. Don't use flammable chemistries. Like it's really straightforward. Like stick to lithium iron phosphate or lithium titanate, LTO.
I don't be knowing all that, bro. Whatever's the cheapest on Alibaba, I'm ordering pallets. Give me the blue ones, the Ling Longs.
The Yin Longs. Those are fine. Those are LTO. That's totally okay.
Well, what's the bad ones?
Getting into all these other chemistries that catch on fire and need thermal management that you don't use.
Catch on fire.
Dude, all the cells that come out of cars have thermal management.
Yep.
like a lot of the energy that I hate to keep bringing up my car, but a lot of the energy that my car uses is to, to condition the batteries, whether it be cool them down or heat them up, especially heat them up. In the winter now, like it takes 6 or 7 kilowatts just to keep my batteries from being cold.
Yeah, that's part of it is that these guys don't take out the thermal management part. They just take out the cells. So now you have stuff that's not being managed by a BMS because there's pretty much no BMS that'll support what we do. They just don't handle the kind of amp draws that we need. So you just have all these batteries that you have no idea what condition they're in. Like, oh, yeah, I cycled it. It still has the same capacity. Oh, okay. Let me know how that goes.
It just scares me, man. I love people. Listen, if since day one, I'm all about people doing their own thing, trying crazy shit.
That's why I figured you would be in on it, dude. Because like it's up your alley.
I know.
Like it is. You personally, to me, discovered super caps.
Right, but it just this one, man. It's it's so sketchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's super sketchy, dude.
Whatever Gung Zoo has in stock, fam.
Man, it scares me.
That's what David said. That was funny. Made me laugh.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line. If you do Headway or Yinlong, those guys totally fine. It's whatever. Those aren't flammable chemistries. They're not volatile. It's just
so. Which chemistries you?
Yeah. What's the bad ones? Give me the bad ones.
So you get into things like
give me the
NMC, which is what you use in Teslas, which is nickel, manganese, cobalt. As soon as you see something like cobalt, probably avoid it. It's the one that's in Tesla that requires the full thermal management and steel plating to make sure that if you ever short it, it doesn't catch on fire and all that fun stuff.
Avoid cobalt.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Not off the top of my head, I don't know any cobalts that are non-volatile. Pretty much all of them are. That's a heavy metal, so it's not recyclable. That's part of the problem with recycling lithium is that a lot of them have heavy metal in them, which makes it much more difficult versus lithium iron phosphate, which is literally just lithium and iron and then phosphorus. So it's more likely to be recycled, which is yay, environment. Just like lead batteries are 99.9% recyclable. You pretty much can recycle the whole thing from scratch.
I don't ever bring that thing to Best Buy. I just throw it in the trash.
And don't do that.
I don't ever. Just in the trash. Some seagull eating it, dying and shit. It's fucked up.
So NMC would be one. Some of them aren't as bad as the other ones. Like NMC runs to like 800 or 900 Celsius when it's in thermal runaway. So that's going to burn a hole through the bottom of your car real quick.
So, okay, let's just narrow it down, right? You've seen all the DIYs that people are doing out there, right?
I mean, there's probably like 5 more that have popped up since we started doing this.
Sure. Like, which ones, like, worry you to death, and which ones are you like, you know, do you think? Names are fine. Huh?
Don't use Tesla cells.
Don't use Tesla cells.
It's going to be the really big one. That one requires full thermal management.
I haven't seen any Tesla cells, or no one's named them by names.
Yeah, thank God. But I'm sure it's coming because, yeah, bro, check it out. These do like 50C, and they cost like $1.
Ludicrous mode, bro.
Musk.
So that would be one that I would be concerned about.
What about C-Max?
Like, the C-Max is okay. So that one still has a thermal runaway. It's like 500 Celsius. I'd have to pull the paper back up. I've talked about it with Hank. That one's probably okay for the most part. I'm sure it's some
the Toyota Blacks, I think someone was talking about today.
That I'm not sure which chemistry it is.
Racist.
Just Jonathan Patrick was talking about some new packs that people were like trying to hide, and I'm not telling you where I got them. Blah blah blah.
Why do they do that? Because they find out in like a month. It's so stupid. Just
everyone's gonna know.
Yeah, just say, all right, I got them from a whatever. I got
right. Hank is the only one that does it right. He's like, look, I bought a bunch of these. They come from here. If you want to buy them,
he said, look, I'm not buying them on eBay. I get them somewhere else. You know.
Right. And everyone else is like, oh, you can't see. Whatever, dude.
I don't actually know where he gets it from, but a lot of people are pulling them from the junkyard, which is fine. The C-Max is all right. Hank is doing it pretty well. He's getting the balancers and all that.
Yeah.
So that was, and I've talked to him a lot about it. Well, probably not a lot, but enough. And they should be fine. And that's what I told IASCA, because they're looking at it just like Midwest SPL is and all that. They wanted my opinion and a good way to word it that won't piss off everybody, but is also keeping them safe from liability, which is what a lot of these people don't understand. Is if your car catches on fire in the lane and then catches all the equipment on fire and hurts somebody or blows up and kills somebody at the show, that person's family is going to sue IASCA or ISPLL or Midwest SPL or whoever. It's not because we care about your car. We don't at all. It's your car. It's not our problem. It's just a liability thing. ISPLL doesn't have any reason to ban it just because it's your car and I have $1 million umbrella policy, so I should be fine. But
what about hearing protection? Do you make people wear hearing protection?
No, it's in our rules as a suggestion because they should. But it's their car. They listen to it full tilt every day, and I'm not gonna make them do it. So IASCA will probably just require balancing, because that'll negate a lot of the super obvious issues that are going to come in. It's not going to be perfect by any means, but it's really just there's too many people that don't know what they're doing putting things together.
Dude, there's too many people that don't know what they're doing hooking up car audio in general, let alone
their own super flammable.
Yeah. Fuck that.
What's to know? Just keep seriezing it until you need the you got the voltage you need, right?
Oh my God, here we go.
Let's get it.
All right, look, we gotta wrap this up, Matt. I want you to throw some shit out there about ISPLL. Tell the people what they need to know. Throw some stuff out there about your batteries. Give us some parting and who you hate in the industry, and we can all go and like just like their posts.
No, I don't hate anybody in car audio except for.
Oh, you want to start with
Europe? I'll say I hate him. We'll go there.
who?
Wait, who?
Tyler Jolly.
Oh, GP.
I can't see anything you post anyway.
GP.
Yeah, neither can I. He blocked me.
If anybody is still like not blocked by Purple Syrup, go to his page and please put on there unblock Taylor Fade and Matthew Karlovic.
He's not going
right now.
He was already told.
Everyone, every single person watching right now.
You know,
24.
I wonder who has more, him or crap. What's his name?
Sean.
Brad.
Yeah.
Schlickler.
No, Sean. Wait, no.
Sean's got way
Sean.
more.
Hey,
I don't know.
If you're ever around him, look it up. Go look at his block list. See if there's a number. I want to know it. I have to know it. I got blocked.
I can message him.
I got blocked in like a whirlwind of blocks.
I'm still friends with him.
I don't like that.
So ISPLL is just kind of a competition org for everyone, starters, pros, whoever. We've had some of the really big names like Neil Barber, Jared Gibson. Those guys have come and competed, and they've set the bar really, really high. But they're all in the super extreme class because none of their vehicles can be driven. And that's really what separated us.
Fun times.
You have to be able to drive your vehicle, even if it's just from home to the show or something like that. You just need to be able to drive it. You can trailer it as long as it's proven that it can be driven. That's perfectly fine. It's just there were too many vehicles that were obviously not drivable.
I like that.
Jared's is welded suspension. So, I mean, you could drive it. It would not be fun at all. It might go like 15 miles an hour.
It's awesome, though.
But we've just got a lot of classes that are really focused on music and just kind of getting the demo guys to get a little bit of taste for competition. Even if they don't like it, they can just go back to demoing. That's fine. A lot of guys do it, and then they find it entertaining and that they do well. Because they don't have to deal with restrictions like, are your panels in place in your trunk? Like, oh no, my one panel fell out. DQ, welcome to extreme class. Like, those kind of rules just don't help. And I get where they came from and all that. It's a lot of cars will gain if you start taking panels out in certain places. And that's fine. And I get it. In the super ultra competitive stuff, go for it. But in ISPLL, it's not meant to be that. It's meant to just have fun. So that's really the thing. Just have fun. And that's true to every org. Just go there and have fun. Don't take it so seriously.
Honestly.
Oh God, they do. They do take it so seriously.
I
hate that.
I wish we could get back to a little more fun. I try to have fun. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to do it anymore, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Break it up every couple years or so and do something like that I know will like absolutely have no chance of winning. You know, prefab this year. Screw it. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Who can have the loudest prefab? That's the new class. I mean, if you ask ISPLL, they probably put that as a class. Prefab.
Yeah,
class.
Me and Skippy having our own little.
Dude, if somebody picked up that $150 challenge class, that'd be sick, huh? Or some kind of money
actually
budget thing.
ISPLL had something like that for a little while. We got to close this out, but didn't you have like a budget list for a long time, like price list?
That was the very beginning. We had a list, but it was going to be way too hard to police.
Oh my God, it grew out of control.
Yeah, so we moved on from that.
Yeah, in the beginning, he tried to compile a master list of what every single piece of audio equipment cost, and like try to do sort of a $150 challenge, but with like budgets. You know what I mean? Like instead
the classes
of power
were money. Yeah.
Greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it just was impossible to police. And then you deal with people are like, oh, well, I only paid this much.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I bought on clearance one time ever. Nobody's ever going to sell it for this much ever again. All that crap. So, and then you have retail that doesn't work right because people are like, oh, yeah, this retail subs $5,000, but they sell it for $500.
Yeah.
That didn't work well. So
maybe we should just put a package together, an ISPLL package. Right. Get with your sponsors, do an amp and 2 sub combo, a battery or whatever. But most people have electrical already, and then just see who can get it loudest.
I mean, that's always an option. It's just we already have enough classes, so
lose the one with the dice.
And then so full throttle battery, premium AGM battery. We've been around for 12, 14 years, somewhere in there. Full throttle's been there for, it's about 10 years now that we've had that line. It just wasn't called Full Throttle. So now it's rebranded. It looks cool. It has marketing budget being put into car audio, being put into power sports, racing, all those things. And that's really something that we try to get across, is that we're not a new company. We're just new to this market. It's just not something we were ever focused on, because it still isn't a very big market in general compared to any of our other markets. For example, something like forklifts or something like that. Any of our battery distributors buy containers of batteries. They don't buy 5 pallets on a battery or 5 batteries on a pallet and go, oh man,
yeah,
I just ordered a pallet of batteries. No, you got a pallet because it was cheaper to ship it that way. A real pallet of batteries is like 48 batteries. So we have distributors that buy multiple pallets at a time, usually container quantity, and we have containers on the water at all points in time. If I asked my boss right now, we'd probably have 3 or 4 containers on the water. So we're always selling just tons of batteries, and car audio is not a huge portion of that.
Literally tons of batteries.
Yeah, literally tons of batteries. A pallet is a ton. That's how we define it. As soon as you get over 2,000 pounds, that's a pallet. So,
nice. Okay.
But yeah, we're just starting to push it into car audio, general automotive, racing, all that fun stuff. It's growing. Even with the advent of lithium and all that fun stuff, we still see full throttle growing in car audio. We see a lot of growth in power sports. And then even in our normal business, tons of growth there. We're usually 25% growth every year, which is huge for pretty much any company, especially one that's our size now. So it's just getting your name out there, establishing that it's a premium product that's worth a little bit more money than an Optima, because at this point we're like $15 more than Optima for like a Group 34, and it's way better battery.
It looks a lot better.
I don't know, that Optima's got pretty solid discharge. It just doesn't last very long.
I mean, as long as you don't mind it dying every 6 months, it's fine. I mean,
the discharge is great, man.
So we actually, just quickly on that, we have a distributor out near the West Coast that carries our stuff. They carry Optima and some other stuff. They have a 35% return rate on Optima.
I believe
that's how much it comes back for warranty. We have 0.5%.
Nice. 35%.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty bad. But yeah, and then we also have the longest warranty in the industry, 4 years. So if you're using it just for normal starting, 4-year free replacement. If you're using it in car audio, you get 2-year free plus 2-year prorated, so it's still 4 years total.
Oh, there we go. There we go. What if I'm running a TFE at a quarter on one Group 31?
That's fine. Go for it. I mean, you're going to probably explode before you hurt the battery.
Yeah. Your amp warranty is more...
Just saying, I did 59 on one, so
yeah,
let's see what we can do.
700 watts out of that damn thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Fuck caps.
We need to push it. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. I appreciate you stopping by, man.
That was fun.
I love how intertwined you are in the industry. That you're organization owner, operator, president, and
competitor,
dictator.
Yeah, all that. Loudest challenger in the world, SQ, SPL, multiple belts, multiple titles. I love it. I love all that stuff. Maybe we might need to have an episode 2. Somebody just suggested. So,
I mean, we certainly can.
Cool.
Sure.
Cool. Hey, I hate to say this on the air, but you don't have to like to get off air. So just hang around. I gotta ask you some questions.
Okay.
Final thoughts?
Yeah. AGM is here to stay, bro. Get over it.
Get out of here. I'm just kidding.
Stop building bombs.
Yeah.
AMGs.
Stop building bombs. Yeah, AMGs, bro. Did I say that again?
Yes, you did.
Did I just say AMGs?
Hit the peace out. Hit the peace out. I love you guys.
Yeah. Did I really say AMGs?
Probably.
No, I was making fun of you.
Because that would have been embarrassing if I said it twice. I don't care if I said it once. Twice, I'd have been...
It's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Are we out?
Yeah.
Yep.